Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista, here on YouTube, and today is another diamond paint with me, WIP and chat. This is actually going to classify as my weekly update. Today is Friday, December 29th, and Bill and I are going to be going to the grocery store, and Sunday's New Year's Eve, so I was like, I'm just going to do a video today because I have a lot to share with you, things I forgot to share last time. So I'm hoping I remember the things I forgot to share with you last time. Well, before, you know what, we're going to start diamond painting. I do have things to show you. But I'm going to start diamond painting while I chat. As you can see, I'm on another row. I only have this row, and I'm done. I can't believe it. It's only been a month since I've been working on this painting, like 5 weeks. And what I've realized too is when I peel off the paper from one row, I immediately have started to put it on the next square underneath. That way I know where to cut the paper. Now, this is the last row down here, so not a big deal about, I don't have to cut any paper. So exciting though to get to the end of this. And I don't know whether to do Twilight Rose next, which I'm leaning towards that, or the girl that is in like the purple and teal, because that would look fantastic in this room. So because both this painting and another painting I do is going to go behind my diamond painting desk. That's the last spaces I have in this room before I have to start to rotate these diamond paintings. So let me grab the black because we're going to do the black in this section first. So cell phone cases, let's talk about that for a second because I got a new cell phone case. Now, I have in my car, it's by Carmount, and it is a magnetic Carmount. So I bought the case that they had, which has the magnet on the back. However, the case was very difficult to hold. It would not fit in my tripod correctly because the back stuck out. And then it wouldn't fit in my, I have like a little rack, I don't even know, a stand where I prop my cell phone up during the workday when I'm at my desk. And it also wouldn't lay flat on a table because the back was out. And I finally had enough. I had had enough. So I saved that case. That case is for in the car when I'm having to use my phone as like a GPS. And I just bought like a cheapie, I bought like a $10 case off Amazon, and I love it. It's fantastic. It's worked fantastic. Goes in the tripod, it's perfectly flat, it's lightweight. My phone is way too slippery to not have a case on it. Yeah. Okay, so that was the first thing I meant to tell you guys last time. Second thing is Charlize. So Charlize got a new job. She was doing DoorDash. She was doing pretty well at it, and she actually really liked it. She got a job at Toyota, the car company, being a porter. And what that is when you bring your car in for service, the people that go out to move your cars back and forth and put the paper in or pull the paper out from when the guys have been in there, that's what she does. Her hours are 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's only about 15 minutes from her house. And she likes it. She says it's easy. Everyone's really nice. Christmas, we were here. My stepdaughter came over with her boyfriend, and then we went to my dad's, had dinner, and then went to my mom's because we did not see her Christmas Eve. Charlize was there for like 5 minutes, enough to get her present from us, and she gave us a present. And then she was going to her friend's house, so she literally was there for, it couldn't have even been 10 minutes. The next day, the day after Christmas. We're sitting around watching TV. This is in the evening. My mom messages me and says, just wanted to let you know that Charlize tested positive for COVID. What? I was like, oh. Thankfully, Bill and I didn't even hug her Christmas Day. Like, didn't even sit near her. And my mom's like, I think we're going to get it because we've been here with her. And I told Bill and I was like, dang it. But luckily, we have felt fine, no symptoms. And the next day, Charlize was better. Like, it was literally a bunch of people at her work had it, according to my mother. And my mother and stepfather haven't shown symptoms yet. So fingers crossed on that because they've already had it. Charlize has had it. I think this is her second time at least. So that was that. But the biggest piece of news about Charlize, she got into a car accident 2 weeks before Christmas. Now, when she got her license, my mom gave her car. My mom got a new car. So my mom had a Toyota Corolla that only was like 8 years old and only had 30,000 miles on it. Because my mom doesn't really drive. She doesn't really go very many places. So the car was in excellent condition. Charlize was on 95, which is a main interstate. She was picking up her friend to go do DoorDash with her. And this was a night that was rainy and foggy, and Charlize probably should not have been out driving in that. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. Charlize says the woman in front of her slammed on her brakes really hard because she hit the person in front of them, and then Charlize hit her. So the picture of the car, thank God. I mean, my mom messaged me and said Charlize was in a car accident. I was like, what? I said, is she all right? Yeah, she's fine. Thank God. Her friend was fine. Everybody was fine. The car, however, totaled. It looked like it crunched like an accordion. And so the next day they went and got her another car. They got her a 2021 Toyota Camry. So she has a newer car. And my mom got a pretty good amount for the car, even, it being totaled. So they put that right on the car loan. And yeah. So Charlize has another car now, and hopefully that will give her pause in going out in inclement weather or being more careful. Not that she could have. She told me, because I didn't bombard her like that night that it happened, because everyone was messaging her, because my mom had put it on Facebook. They're Facebook people. And I said, you know what? I'm going to give her till tomorrow. So I messaged her the next day and was like, are you all right? What happened? And then she told me, she goes, I was not speeding and I was not, following at a very close distance. And I tend to believe her. Bill is like, because when I drove with her, because you got to remember, Bill and I were the ones that took her driving to get her 60 hours. When we would stop at a light, she would be like 2 car lengths back. She did not ride on people's asses. So I tend to believe her. It is what it is. I mean, it's over and done with now, but yeah, so those were the 2 things that I wanted to tell you guys before I forgot. But yes, very scary when your mom messages you and says Charlize was in a car accident. I was just like, huh? All right, I want to show you some things that I got in the mail. I will answer questions in a minute and talk about movies and TV and stuff, because I can do that while I'm diamond painting. So I am pretty sure this is from my friend Sandra. I haven't messaged her because I literally opened my mail 2 minutes before I sat down to do this video. She got me more wax melts from Sensationals, which is sold at Walmart, because my stepdaughter got me a bunch, but she got me Cinammon Bear, which this has got to smell phenomenal. Oh my God, it literally smells like a cinnamon bear. I mean, that's like the only scent as far as food I like. I don't like cake or cookie scents or like vanilla. I love I love fruit scents like apples, pears, peaches. This one is Cedar and Lavender, one of my favorite ones. This one smells like a men's cologne. It's so amazing. And then she got me Perfectly Pine in a really big one because my favorite candle from Yankee Candle, my favorite candle from Yankee Candle is Balsam and Cedar. I will burn this all the live long year. And yeah, I mean, look how many is in that versus a regular pack. But yeah. And I bought another tart warmer. I told you I got the one from Amazon for $12. It is downstairs in my bedroom, and I burned some wax melts in there because I want my bedroom to smell good when I go in it. But these carry, in my opinion, better than a candle because we were out today, which I will talk about in a minute. When we came back in, you could smell it when we came back in. So I did get... So I am, in 2024, I am really striving to be better, to get myself under control, get my shit together here, right? Like it's going to be a year of healing, I feel like. And I saw this book on Instagram and I absolutely love it. So it is very small. I mean, it'll fit in the palm of my hand. It's called Everything is Perfect. And the point of it, you're supposed to just flip to a day. Start your day with a thank you and follow whatever it says. See how it says open the day? And the company is Positive Phrases. It was $20. This could be thrown in a purse, but I will keep this probably right at my desk. So when I sit down in the morning, starting the day, love that. And then I bought Johanna Basford's newest coloring book. Now I know I haven't colored in a really, really long time. But I'm hoping that this prompts me to sit down and do some coloring. Now, I bought this from a company called Lay It Flat Publishing because they will spiral bound it. Her book is called Small Victories. And the reason I got it is because it is small pages that are doable instead of these big layouts that are inundating for me. I feel like I'm never going to get them done. So, because I mean, if you look through it a little bit, you can see how there's like little things on each page. This would be a finish, this little thing right there. Yeah, absolutely love that book. And then, and we're going to talk about this more in length, in a couple days, Bill and I are embarking on better eating. And I'm going to do intermittent fasting in addition to low carb. And the plan that I'm following is Jen Stephens. So I bought her, this is her newest book. It came out the day after Christmas. 28-day fast start, day by day, the ultimate guide to starting or restarting your intermittent fasting lifestyle so it sticks. Now, she wrote another book that she references in here and wants you to read passages. So she advised you to buy the other book too. And I did. So her main book is called Fast, Feast, Repeat, and the comprehensive guide. So instead of buying these on my Kindle, I bought the physical book because there are quizzes in here. There are things you can write. I want to be able to highlight stuff. And I'm really going to, I think, enjoy this. And we're going to talk more about that in a couple minutes once I get through my questions, because I've tried intermittent fasting before and it didn't really stick. And there's something that I read in her book that I didn't know. So I just took a drink of water. So we're gonna chat about that. But questions. I'm done showing stuff, so let me lock the view so the camera doesn't keep jumping. Okay. So questions. Someone asked me where I got my Daisy Jones and the Six hoodie, and I linked it. I sent them the link. I bought it off Amazon because when that show came on and I watched it, I was obsessed. And I wanted a sweatshirt. I wanted something. And the hoodie is really, really nice. I really like it. Okay, next question was, what am I going to do with the sewing machine? Ooh, let's talk about the sewing machine because what day was it? I worked on Thursday. Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Wednesday, yes, because Tuesday I did my Christmas video, put everything away. That was an ordeal. Wednesday, Bill, what did he do? Oh, he went fishing Wednesday and Thursday. So good for him, right? So he was gone all day Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday, I got myself together and said, okay, I'm going to sit down, unbox the sewing machine, get it threaded, and I'm going to practice with a pillow. Well, what's funny is the sewing machine came with an instructional DVD. My computer plays DVDs, and I have a way to burn DVDs and put them in my Google Drive. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do that because I have a way. There's an app that I use. I want to say it's Inspire. Is it called Inspire? It lets you access your Google Drive. And so I can watch. I said, I'll burn the DVD on there so I can sit with my iPad next to me, next to the sewing machine, and follow along. The DVD, it was in 4 different languages, and I didn't realize that when I burned it. The only one that burned was the one that was in French. So when I got it into my Google Drive and I sit down and it's talking in French and I'm like, what the actual, like what? So I went on YouTube and I'm like, okay, I know there's got to be a video. And the actual instructional video in English was on YouTube. Very easy to thread the machine. I had no issue. It went so much smoother than I had anticipated, and I'm very thankful. So I got it all hooked up, got it threaded, and I practiced. I sewed just 2 pieces of quilt fabric together. And then I decided to get like a scrap piece of Lugana and a piece of like backing fabric. And I sewed like I would have sewed a pillow. I need to do better on my corners. And Jill gave me some tips. And it's just going to take practice, but I am confident that I could sit down and sew a pillow from some of my finishes. And I told Bill, I said, you know, if I ruin a piece of cross stitch, I'm not upset. I will just sew something. I will cross stitch something else and just move on. I will eventually get it. Yes, indeed. So the sewing machine is going very, very well. And someone had asked me what I was going to do with it. Well, my point is I want to make my cross stitch into pillows because I have a basket that sort of is like a bread bowl. And because I'm out of room on my walls. And so I want to be able to make little pillows. Like all the ladies from Primrose Cottage Stitches, 90% of their designs are made into pillows. And they're fantastic. So that's what I want to do with it. And it's something in the new year in 2024 for me to learn and master. So, what did Bill get for Christmas? Yeah, because you guys saw everything I got. So, Bill's daughter got him a gardening tool set because the reason why I got so many gifts is because I didn't really have a big gift from him. This year I didn't. Like last year, my credenza was my big gift. It took 3/4 of my money. I got to take a drink of water. 3/4 of my money, which I wasn't upset about because it's fantastic. And so I didn't get very much. I don't think so last year. Very thirsty. Today has been a hella busy day. So the stuff that I got Bill was big stuff. He got the garden planting boxes. I got him a new miter saw, I think it is. Some kind of saw. And then this really cool table for it. All of that together was like $400, all 3 of those things. And our budget is $500, at least for now. I think this is the last year we're going to have that budget because when Bill retires, we're not doing that anymore. We don't need that anyway. Anyway, I did get him also a shaving kit because you guys haven't seen Bill lately. He has a full beard and I love it. And so I bought him a beard kit that has like beard balm and oil and things like that and a brush in there. And he's been using it. So I got him that. I got him some Slim Jims that he likes. I got him beef jerky that he likes because the kind he likes is expensive. It's Wild Bill's. What else did I get him? That might have been it. I didn't get him any clothes this year. He has enough t-shirts and sweatshirts. I also didn't get him any scratch-offs. We decided no one got scratch-offs because it's such a waste, truly. So that's what he got. Okay, someone asked me because I showed the trash cover minder, and let me show that again, which I absolutely love, and it's from Wilson 3D Designs. I put my trash drills in here, and this comes off, and then you can just empty it. So I put it on the edge of my canvas wherever I'm working. Someone asked me, and I about died, have you tried their glue dots dispenser? Ma'am, I did not even know that existed. So I immediately, because you know me, went to their Etsy shop and bought it. It hasn't come in yet. I'm very excited though, because it also is a cover minder. Let's go. I can have the glue dots right here on my canvas when I'm working. Yes, ma'am. So thank you to that person that mentioned that, because I would have never known that. So looking forward to trying that. And then someone asked me, have I added any extra ABs to Poinsettia Pixie? I have not. I have just used what Diamond Art Club has included. Now, diamond painting with sparklers, DP with sparklers, Tina, she has done some conversions where she has added ABs to some Diamond Art Club paintings. If you go to her website, there's a whole tab and you can see it. Poinsettia Pixie, I want to say, was one of them. Irish Christmas Fae is another. I almost bought those diamonds, but it was like $50 or $80 extra. And I was like, ooh, that's a lot, but I'm sure it's magnificent. So maybe when I go to do Irish Christmas Fae, which might be next year, Christmas time, I might consider purchasing that embellishment kit, because I'm sure it's magnificent and it probably makes it so amazingly blingy. But yeah, no, I did not add any extra ABs to it. All right, that was all the questions. Now, movies and TV. So I have started going back to watching Dance Moms again because I am still in the season where they went to Australia. I've gotten through a couple episodes. I watched probably 3 or 4 the other night. And then that's on Hulu. On Netflix, there is a 3-episode series called Bad Surgeon. OMG. Bill and I had watched the Dateline or 2020 special about this. This news reporter wound up getting mixed up with this world-renowned surgeon who lived in Barcelona, and they were going to get married. He wined and dined her, like swept her off her feet. And meanwhile, he was performing this, I want to say, windpipe replacement, and it was failing. I want to say all of his patients died except one that had it put in, and he was sued. And it was quite, I mean, it's only 3 episodes, but OMG, seriously. I'm just always floored when I see stuff like that. So I enjoyed watching that. And then Bill and I finished season 5 of Too Hot to Handle. It was a good ending. I know that's a trash TV show, but we enjoyed it. And there's 4 other seasons on there. So that is what I watched this week. And books. So I had sort of taken a break from reading because I read so many books in a short period of time. I've read 75 for this year, and that's probably going to be my total for the year. But I started reading the book Tiny Beautiful Things by Cheryl Strayed. I think that's how you say her name. It's so good. It's her advice column, Dear Sugar, and she writes, it's almost like a Dear Abby kind of thing. It's so good because the advice that she gives, I mean, she's completely relatable. It's completely it's so wonderful. So I'm reading that book. I'm reading Jen Stephens, the intermittent fasting books. And I also, now, you guys know been reading the Bible all this year, trying to live within God's will, do all of that. At times I've struggled. I've struggled immensely. And I was just like, in 2024, in addition to eating better and feeling healthy in that way, and I know mentally it will help me, because when I did low carb before, I'd lost 40 pounds and I felt really good and I felt different mentally, clear in my mind. And I found a book, and I think I had to buy it. I got the sample, and it's called Don't Let the Enemy Have a Seat at Your Table. And it's by Louis Giglio. And the title caught my eye. And so I started reading it. I bought it because I was like, yes, ma'am. So he talks about Psalm 23, but he talks about meaning don't let the enemy have a seat at your table. Enemies as in, so what I did, I have a journal. Now I have a journal that Sandra's mom made me last year. The cover is beautiful. It's this glittery rainbow. And she had put, I want to say it's like 6x8 sketch pad inside of it. So the paper is really nice and it's completely blank. It's not lined. I've started writing in it. And I actually sat down on Thursday when I had a minute to breathe, because I worked late on Thursday. I sat down and I drew my table. And you're asking, like, what are you talking about? Not letting the enemy have a seat at your table means anger. I put overspending, overeating, anger, envy, bitterness, guilt, shame, all of the things that I feel on a consistent basis. And it's about not letting those things having a seat at your table. So, like, under normal circumstances, when I would be irritated, that's letting irritation have a seat at your table. No, you don't want those things sitting at your table. So 2024, that's going to be my phrase to live by. Don't let those kinds of things have a seat at your table. And I'm only a little ways through the book, so I can't wait to see what else he says. Love it though. Love the concept, because it made me kind of stop in my tracks when I read that. And I'm like, wow, too many times we let those kinds of things just sit right next to us, right? Yeah. No. Okay, so fasting. So let's talk about that for a minute. And I thought this diamond paint with me would be longer than it's going to be, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, it is, because I haven't told you about the rest of the week. Yeah. Okay, so I was reading the book. Now, when I did low carb before and I did intermittent fasting, in my fasting window, so if you don't know what intermittent fasting is, you pick a period of time where you don't eat, and then there's a period of time where you do eat. Most people will do a 16-8, meaning you're fasting for 16 hours and you have an 8-hour eating window. I would normally do that, and I would not eat until 12 noon. God, take another drink. Would not eat until 12 noon, and I would close my eating window at 8 p.m. So all the way from 8 p.m. until 12 p.m. the next day, I wouldn't eat. I mean, for 8 of those hours, I'm sleeping, potentially. Some people go even further than that. My mom has been doing it, and she was doing 24, meaning she would fast for 20 hours and have a 4-hour eating window. And when you open up your eating window, they say you can eat whatever you want. But of course, you still need to be careful, because, people can pack in some calories in 8 hours. You could still eat a bunch and not lose weight. You have to still be conscious. And I feel like doing low carb, because I always feel so much better in my body when I do low carb. My joints and muscles don't ache like they do because carbs cause inflammation from what I've read. And I feel so much better. And it's a natural appetite suppressant when you eat low carb. So, win-win. When I did it before, in my eating window, in my fasting window, I would have diet soda, I would have Crystal Light, I would chew gum, I would have coffee with 10 calories of half and half. What I didn't realize is all of that was a detriment to it, because even though you are ingesting something that doesn't have calories, if your body registers that it's sweet, insulin is produced because your body is expecting food. And I thought, OMG, that's the whole point of fasting, is to keep your insulin at a low level. That's one of the points. And it blew my mind when I read that. And she has a whole chapter about what's called clean fasting, which is not ingesting anything like that during your fasting window. And there are people that are on, because I belong to one intermittent fasting group now, but I used to belong to a whole bunch. There are people that do what's called a dirty fast, where they will drink diet soda. They will do all the things that I just said and still lose weight. However, I have read so many testimonials from people that say when they did the clean fast and didn't do any of that, it was much easier to get through the fasting window, and they just felt better and they lost more weight. So I'm going to try it because I've never done it that way. And I went, wow, was that the key all along a while ago when I was doing it? I mean, I did it for a couple months. And did I really just screw myself, right? Yeah, and you're not going to believe this when I tell you this, but I'm very, very close to 200 pounds. I would say I'm in the high 190s. I would love to lose like 70 pounds. That seems fantastical to me. Like me saying I've lost 70 pounds. That seems crazy pants, but all of the clothes that Bill bought me for Christmas, except one sweatshirt, and even that's kind of tight, doesn't look nice because I'm overweight. So instead of getting mad, I just tried them on, and I told him, I said, I just put them right back in the drawer because I will be fitting into those clothes. Yes, ma'am. And I've only done it to myself. Eating junk, drinking stuff that is high calorie, and yeah. Now, the hardest thing, I think, is going to be drinking black coffee. Now, for the last 2 weeks, I haven't been using any of my creamer. I have little 10-calorie half and half cups, or I use heavy whipping cream. And so I've been getting acclimated to not having coffee taste sweet. So I think I can do black coffee. I'm going to do it because in the morning I like to have a cup of coffee. So, yeah, that's going to be something very, very different. And the true test is going to be like when I go to retreats and things like that, because we're eating out and all that. But I have to say, my friend Margot, who goes to the Tangles retreats, she has lost 100 pounds. And she has, I don't know what she has done, but whenever we go out to eat, she gets a salad every time. She is on it, and she has been doing it now for like 2 years. I applaud that so very much. That's what I'm going to have to do. Low carb, low carb, low carb, low carb, low carb. So that's what's going to be happening. But yeah, so there's that. All right, so that was Wednesday, the sewing machine. Thursday, I worked. Now, 3 of our team members were off. 3 of our main team members were off the entire week because we're normally really slow between Christmas and New Year's. Most people aren't scheduling depositions. Well, we had a daily, which means it was due this morning, so I had to get it done last night. And it was somewhat of a doozy, as they all are. And I worked until right before 6. And I told the proofreader, because our proofreader was proofing it and I was waiting for her before I send the file to my boss. And I said, I'm going to take a break. And then I'm going to, come back to it. Our software has the capability that you can invite people to the file. So multiple people are working simultaneously in the file. So it was only her and I in the file. So I had it hooked on from my computer and I just left my computer on. So Bill and I wound up going to dinner at the restaurant in our town, which is 2 minutes down the road, literally. If we had to, we could walk to it. And there was nobody in there. So we're having dinner and I'm like, I need to have my phone out because I need to, if the proofreader has a problem or something like that. Well, she messages me, we're at dinner and we are just getting our food. And she says, I was kicked out of the file. And when you're kicked out, it means the connection was lost. And I thought, oh no. I said, okay, well, she goes, I'm going to do other things. Because I said, I'm out grabbing food. And she goes, no problem. You take your time. You deserve that after the day we had. No problem. So we were back home, I want to say 20 minutes after that. And I look and I'm like, oh, our internet's out. That's why she was kicked out of the file, because I lost internet connection. And what was weird, so if you have cable, we have internet through our cable company. We don't have physical cable. We watch YouTube, Netflix, all of that. So we only pay for internet. The modem, there are, I want to say 6 lights on the modem. And normally when the internet is out or we're having a problem, the bottom 2 lights that signify the Wi-Fi connection are usually blinking. And they were completely out. So that was odd. That was weird. And I was like, okay, well, luckily I have unlimited data on my cell phone and I can make my cell phone a hotspot. So that's what I did to get back on the internet so I could invite the proofreader to the file and finish the workday. In the meantime, I said, you know what? I'm going to call the company. And by the time I called, it was 8 p.m. So well after hours. So I get, the after hours people. I got this really nice lady and she was like, well, did you reset your modem? I'm like, yeah, I already did that. It's not doing anything. And she said, well, unfortunately, because of the holiday coming up, she says, I can't get a technician out there until next Wednesday. And I'm like, I work from home. I said, I need internet, toot sweet. I said, that's not going to work. And I said, am I able to bring, she goes, I think you need a new modem. Okay. I said, well, can I bring it up to the office? The actual office was only like 20 minutes from the house. And she goes, yeah, I was just going to suggest that. I said, okay, well, that's what I'll do. She goes, all you got to do is come in and say you need to exchange it because I pay $10 a month to rent the modem. And she was like, they'll switch it right out. So I tell Bill that and I'm like, you're coming with me. He's like, oh, okay. And they opened at 8 o'clock. So we got up at about 7:30. Now, so we have no internet the rest of the night. And so I was watching TikTok on my phone and he went to bed early. He had been fishing all day, so he was tired. We have also been dealing with, in this house, the light in Bill's closet, faulty. And the light's old. He's lived in this house for 30 years. He's like, I just need to get a new light and a new switch. And I'm so thankful that Bill is handy. He can fix all kinds of stuff. So, we don't need to call anybody for stuff like that. So he's like, well, we're also going to go to Home Depot after that because I'm going to get the light and the switch. And he goes, I'm going to need your help holding the flashlight because obviously you need to turn off the power to the light in a pitch black closet. Yeah. Okay, no problem. So he's like, I don't think it's the modem because our neighbor had an internet issue, I want to say last week, and they called the company. They have the same company that we do. And the company was like, they came out and they said, well, it's not And I think they told them it's not in your house. It's out at the pole where the connection is. And somebody was supposed to come out and nobody ever did. And I thought, okay. Because when our internet went out last night, I messaged her and was like, is your internet out? And she said, no, thank God. And I was like, oh, so it's just us. And normally when you call, if there's an outage, there will be a recording that will say, we expect service to be restored at blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. Well, we were also dealing with, Bill is trying to find the perfect orthopedic pillow. We have gone through 3 pillows and I've returned every single one. I saw just the other day, yesterday, no, not yesterday, the day before, on Instagram, an ad for the Cushion Lab Deep Sleep Pillow. Now, the seat cushion and back cushion I have on my office chair is from Cushion Lab and expensive, but fantastic. Absolutely love it. It helps my back not to kill me at the end of the day. So they have a pillow called the Deep Sleep Pillow. This pillow is $100 motherfucking dollars. $100. Yeah. But I was like, you know what? How can you put a price on your sleep? I'm like, if it's worth it, fine. I don't even care. And I've been looking for a new pillow myself because my pillow that I've been using is 10 years old. Orthopedic pillow. And at that time, wow, why did that do that? And at that time, when I bought that pillow, I paid $70 for it 10 years ago by Tempur-Pedic. But it's wearing out. Like, I need a new pillow. So I was on my phone last night, looking at Amazon, looking at the pillow, and I was like, you know what? It said overnight, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And I was like, I'm just going to order it. If I don't like it, I'll just return it. That's the great thing about Amazon. You can return stuff. So I ordered it. Didn't tell Bill because he was already in bed. At 7:30 a.m., like right when I was waking up, Amazon delivered it. So I went and I got it off the front porch and pulled it out of the package. And I'm laying on it and he's like, are you awake? And he comes in, he's like, what are you doing? And I went, I bought that pillow. So it's nice. I really like it. I'm going to try it for a few days, at least tonight, because I want him to try it. Because I said, if you like it, we'll buy another one. I don't even care that it's $100. So we will see. So that was this morning. And then we get in the car. We go to the cable company. We explain it to the girl. And she's like, you're kidding, right? And we look at each other. She's like, you're the 3rd person to come in here with that same issue on the modem. I was like, really? She said, I don't know if swapping out all these modems is going to do it. And Bill was adamant that that was not the problem. He was insistent. And I'm like, well, give me a new modem. And if it doesn't work when I get home, I'm going to call and you're going to have to do a service call. And so in my head, I was not irritated or mad. I was just like, all right, if we come home and they can't get somebody out to us until Wednesday, I'm going to try to go on Verizon and buy more data so I can use the hotspot on my phone and we can still have internet, right? So we go to Home Depot, we get the light, we come home, and we also stopped and got coffee pods because I was out. I mean, completely out. And no, ma'am, can't be out of coffee. So we get home and he comes in my office. We plug in the modem and it worked. He was astounded. I was ecstatic because thank you, sweet baby Jesus, that worked. Now, I have to go around. I have to hook up 2 printers to it and 3 TVs because everything runs on the internet. So he's like, all right, well, can you help me with the light first in the closet so I can get outside and then you can do what you need to do. So we got the light in the closet all hooked up. Works great. Very, very bright. Holy hell. So that was all done. And then I go to hook up my printers. If you have ever hooked up a printer, you probably feel my pain. I'm pretty savvy with computer stuff, I have to say. Any computer things in this house, it's me. And when I bought these printers, because I have one printer in my office for all my work stuff, and then I have a printer in this room that I'm in my craft room, because I will print out coloring pages. And when I make copies of cross-stitch projects, patterns, I will use that printer and print it on heavier cardstock. So the printers both get used. And I hooked them up to the internet connection that we used to have. However, when you switch modems, your network and password changes. So I wrote those down because it's like a 12-digit number with letters in it. And I'm like, all right, I can't get my printer hooked up. I'm trying to get the printer in my office hooked up. It wants me to, you have to add it as a new printer. The fuck? Like what? Because I have HP Instant Ink tied to both of these, and I thought, oh my God, it's going to mess that up. Finally, I figure out how to add it, and I get the printer in my office hooked up. Now I'm trying to get the printer in my craft room hooked up, and I'm using the HP Smart app on my phone, because if you use the app on your phone, as long as the phone is connected to the same network, you should be able to do it. I'm pushing buttons. I'm doing this. I mean, we're bordering on half an hour me trying to figure this out. Finally, and this is burned into my brain now. Finally, there's this little button on the back of the printer that you have to hit to put it into like Wi-Fi acceptance mode. Jesus, take the wheel. So finally got that hooked up. Then, what else did I do after that? And then I was, what did I do after that? We were taking care of business today. I had work stuff to do. I had like banking to do. I had invoice to do. So I sat down and did all that, checked email. And then I went around and got all the TVs hooked up, which that was easy. That worked like a charm, not piece of cake. It took me, 5 minutes to do 3 TVs. And then I sat down to eat something finally. I mean, it's 1:30 now, and I haven't eaten anything. So sat down, played some bingo on my iPad, had a little lunch. And the trash needed to be emptied, and Bill and I, we have so many Christmas cookies, treats here from everybody, and we were just planning to throw it away because we're not going to eat all that in the next 2 days, and we're pretty much cookied out. Like, I've had so many cookies in the last week that, no. So I tell him, do you mind if I get rid of this stuff? So completely just emptied out the house, and we're trying to get the house back into its normal state from Christmas. So he took all the lights off outside. I inside got the tables done because we decorate our kitchen table. So I got that. We had something in the bathroom. I took care of that. We still have to take the tree down, which we'll probably do that tomorrow maybe, or Sunday. Tomorrow, we're going to the grocery store and doing our first shopping trip, healthy shopping trip. And then he is going to the shooting range with his friends. So in the afternoon, I'll be able to stitch or diamond paint or read or make a pillow or do whatever. So I got down all the black. How about that? Let's go. But yeah, so it was a busy, busy day. Busy morning. Getting stuff done. Taking care of business. But I was off work today. Thank God. So yesterday was the only day we worked all week. And so far, next week we only have a job on for Friday. But stuff will probably come in. But given that Monday they're closed, if we don't have something by the end of today, we're not going to have anything for Tuesday. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't have anything for Tuesday. But I think that's all I wanted to share with you. I hope you guys are all doing well. I am just over here reading, trying to get my life together. Just trying to be a better person on a daily basis. Always trying to do that. And yeah, so have been enjoying immensely this diamond painting. This is probably, out of all the ones I've worked on, I've enjoyed working on this one the most. And this is the fastest one I've completed in the last year. So, but okay. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.